So we are back with more Demon Slayer. The first episode to the newest season, the Hashira training arc, is here. And boy, was this episode a long one. A lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but I mean, it's Demon Slayer. So however long it is, it's always great. Man, it started off very strong. Here we are as the other Hashiras we haven't really seen before go in and use their breathing techniques. We have the serpent breathing and also the wind breathing Hashiras here. And their techniques were just so cool and so good. When they went into this castle that was full of demons, I was like, oh my lord, how many of them are there? And it was just nothing more than fodder for us to see their techniques, see how good they are, especially in comparison to the other core members that came with them. I was sitting there laughing because they go through waves of these demons and the two core members kill one demon, one guy. And it's like, wow, they are really bad, and thus they definitely need a lot more training. Like I said, they probably just added that in just to kind of show how good these Hashiras are, which we've already known how good the Hashiras are, especially compared with Tanjiro, as Tanjiro is progressively getting better, and the Hashiras are at a level that they could kind of get a little bit better, but Tanjiro just kind of seems to be surpassing them every time. But man, I'm so excited this is back. I'm so excited that we'll be able to get back into some Demon Slayer. And honestly, soon enough, we're gonna be coming to the last arc and finally come against Muzan themselves, which was very interesting that they actually, at the end of this segment, when they were jumping after the demon, it looked like they entered I think it's the Infinity Castle. And it was very weird. I was like, oh my God, they jumped in. You know, Muzan and all the other demons are just gonna jump them and they're gonna be dead, but then it just all disappeared. So it's like, oh, okay, all right, they're safe. But that is good intel that they know about this stuff. It didn't really come up in the episode later that they discussed what they saw, but I would imagine at some point, like they were like, man, look, we were after this one guy and all of a sudden there was stuff everywhere and then it just disappeared. Because it's literally like going into enemy territory and then coming out alive. That is good reconnaissance and good intel that you need to share to those around you. Otherwise, what good is it? So I want to discuss a little bit about the meeting here that they had, the Hashiras. And of course, I thought this was the funniest scene because if you look carefully, the snake over there has an expression himself, like he's surprised when the stone Hashira stopped them all from kind of fighting, if you will. But before this scene, when they're discussing about the demon crest, it stopped suddenly from the woman saying what happens from those that actually manifest the demon crest. I would assume them manifesting the demon crest multiple times would probably turn them into a demon, because it's one thing that they literally call it the demon crest. So if you are someone powerful, Hashira, whatever, tapping into power of this crest, there's got to be a reason why it's called the demon crest, right? So I would imagine you got to be very careful, because the more you manifest it, yes, you get stronger, but you're tapping into powers of demons, and the more you use it, the more you will probably turn into a demon itself, which would explain the first Hashira, the first breathing technique Hashira, how I don't think it's any secret right now. Every time they talk about the first Hashira, and they show the image of him, but then also he looks like the demon that's on Muzan's side. So it's like, wait a minute, why is he the first demon, first upper rank demon, but then he also looks like the guy from the past, one of the best Hashiras? There's gotta be a correlation, and I believe in this episode when she cut it out and it didn't tell the audience what happens when you manifest the demon crest so much that we can infer what she's going to say. Something, we can infer that is something bad that's going to happen. So it's like, okay, what bad could happen? Well, they could die quicker, or they can become demons, hence the name, the Demon Crest. So thus, that is basically me putting two and two together. Now, for those that actually know the answer, please don't spoil it in the comments. I'm just speculating here. So please don't confirm nor deny this, but just have a healthy conversation about it, because I think this is very important and actually something that we could learn about more this season. So when I first saw this scene, I was wondering, why in the world is Tamio so afraid of this crow? I was like, clearly it's one of the Demon Slayer crows. And so it's like, why? Like, she literally was super guarded when this crow showed up. And after some careful thinking, it just kind of dawned on me, like, wait a minute, she's a demon, and these are Demon Slayer crows. Other than the fact that she trusts Tanjiro from the Demon Slayers, the fact is, if the Demon Slayers came to her, they could try to slay her because she is said demon. Thus the reason why she was surprised, like, wait a minute, I'm a demon and I'm invited to the Demon Slayer Corps? That's a little weird, but it's very necessary because there's a lot that's going to happen, and it's more than just fighting that they need. They actually need more intelligence, more scientific study, if you will, into not only demons, but Muzan and how things operate. So having her work for the Demon Slayer Corps is beneficial to everyone, honestly. But I will have to say, man, this crow was the most well-spoken crow ever. They did a very good job on the voice acting for this crow, because literally he was so well-spoken and his voice so deep that it did, I did get a sense of like, how in the world is this crow going to kill them? Like, the crow itself, even he was like, yes, I'm just a crow, but I was able to track you and such. I'm like, are you about to pull out a sword or something? Because of all the crows, and if you've been watching Demon Slayer from the beginning, you start to see how the crows have weird personalities just like everybody else. But this crow was just sitting there so serious, so stern, and such well-spoken and deep that I'm like, well, dang, is he a hidden Hashira or something as a crow? What's going on here? Thus, she was very scared for her own life, like, man, this crow gonna kill me off? Even though he's saying, you're okay, don't worry. It's like having someone come up to you with a deep, like, muscular build, towering over you, talking to you in a deep voice, and you're over there scared that they're gonna, I don't know, hit you, beat you up, and then they're like, don't worry, do not be afraid, I will not harm you. And you just sit there like, yeah, right. But this whole moment was actually a lot more threatening, or it seems very threatening, but actually the fact that it's a good prospect of what could happen in the future. If she does work for the Demon Slayers, I think that's very beneficial and very helpful for everyone. Now, we did get a glimpse of the theme song that's actually going to be coming this season, and honestly, there's really not much I can really break down for it. It just kind of showed a lot of images of the Hashiras, the enemies that they're going to be here, the fact that they're going to go for Nezuko. I mean, there's really nothing I can really like break down as far as what could possibly happen in the season, although I will say that they hinted or showed the training that all the Hashiras are going to be doing for all the Demon Slayers, and I have the feeling that as we go through all of the Hashiras, we'll probably get a little bit more detail or more backstory on the Hashiras, especially the ones we don't know, as well as the Hashiras that we kind of do know. And maybe we'll get just even more backstory, which is always a good thing, because then that way it makes it more meaningful if, I don't know, if any more Hashiras get into a fight where they may close to death, or get empowered, or, you know, whenever we have those grand fight scenes, maybe not this season, but I'm talking about against the upper rank demons. And the whole thing with Nezuko, that Muzan is going to go for Nezuko, we kind of figure that she's literally the MVP, the most valuable person right now that they really have to watch over, because at any moment Muzan's going to strike and try to capture her in some way because he wants to be out in the sun. And the only thing that's holding him back is the fact that he can't come out into the sun during the day. So here is tormenting people at night, but if he could do both day and night, then he could torment people 24/7, which would put a strain on the Hashiras or the Demon Slayers themselves because their numbers are thinning and they need to get stronger, which apparently they're nowhere near as strong as the past Hashiras, but this is the closest the Hashiras have been to being able to get rid of Muzan. Overall, this is actually going to be a great season, and I'm looking forward to it. Oh man, they had a great episode. I'm glad it was a long episode. I'm glad there was a lot of info shared on this episode, and I'm looking forward to this rest of the season. However many episodes, I honestly don't know how many episodes it's going to be. I heard that it's a shorter season, but I can't really confirm that. But I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Tanjiro absolutely dominates all these training courses and or pushes these Hashiras to a limit to where they too can get this demon crest themselves. But Peak is back and I'm ready for it. Aside from that, definitely let me know what you guys think. Comment down below all the little good stuff, as well as make sure you guys are subscribed for more, because we'll discuss this and several other anime here on this channel. You guys stay safe, take care, and Lord willing, I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.